Oh, welcome. So I'm doing Baldur's Gate Sealed number 4 today. So let's get into it. Still got a decent number of gems. I'm thinking I might keep doing this until I sort of go below about 5,000 gems. Right. Okay. Well, first of all, I've used Altar of Bhaal in my first sealed. It's good, basically. I mean, the adventure's just pretty nice. 4/1 menace token creature, so that just helped me win a few games. The activation on the artifact, I don't think I even used it very much. Yeah, I don't think, off the top of my head, I can't think of many things that do 1 point of targeted damage, because of course that would make the skeleton not much less useful. But I haven't seen this black card, so 1 black and 6. Target player draws X cards and loses X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard. Okay. Quite interesting. 7 mana, and that could be a very big direct damage spell. Or a very big card draw spell for you. Quite a dangerous spell. Interesting. Not sure if I'd use it. But we've got a black-white legendary. Oh, a mythic. Mythic rarity. Very nice. So 3/3 for 3 mana. You can look at the top card of your library. You can cast Cleric, Rogue, Warrior and Wizard spells from the top. That's cool. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain Death Touch until end of turn. Pretty good payoff. Very challenging, I would say, to get a full party. Very risky putting 4 creatures out, because there are quite a few sweepers around, I've noticed, in this set. But yeah, looking at the top card of your library and getting just value from having party members. We'll see. I guess we'll see if we can build around this card. See if we have a full party in white and black. Skeleton doesn't help us out, unfortunately. It's not a skeleton warrior, Right, the red card. Probably unlikely to play red, but yeah, mythic elder dragon, ancient copper dragon. 6/5 for 6. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. You create a number of treasure tokens equal to the result. Wow, so this guy reminds me of old Gnawbones, who's a 7/7 flyer, and you possibly with trample, and it makes a number of treasures equal to the amount of damage it does. So usually 7. So that's pretty cool. It would be very nice to maybe give that haste, perhaps with one of those Kobold Warmasters or Warcallers, whatever they're called. Now we've got the monster manual. So 4 mana green artifact. with an adventure. You can mill 5 cards and return a creature milled to your hand. Okay, it costs 3 and it's sorcery speed. I would say that's not that great. But still, it's a bonus thing you can do. It's like an extra bit of card advantage. Then, the artifact, it taps, and with 2 mana, you can put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That's a sorcery. Pretty cool. So, if you put it all together, 7, you can put 9 mana through this thing. Mill 5 cards, take a creature from your graveyard, and put it onto the battlefield. For 9 mana. But you can obviously pay it in chunks. So there is an element of card advantage and an element of saving you big casting costs. I mean, this would be fantastic with Earthquake Dragon, which can just jump back from the graveyard of its own accord. Excuse me for a second. Right, I'm back. Yeah, so that seems good overall. And I've looked at, I've seen Favoured Enemy before. For 1 green, it is basically a fight card. So that's a nice cheap fight card, I suppose. It's not as good as Blizzard Brawl, for example, but it's it's sorcery speed fight effect for 1 green, and then it's got this Favoured Enemy effect, which it probably isn't going to be that amazing in sealed. But people might be they might be making theme decks based around a tribal kind of idea. Certainly, Dragon Tribal is a thing you can try and do. That can give you extra counters if you kill them. So could be okay. It's like it's just an added bonus kind of effect, which probably won't work most of the time. Anyway, so those are the rares. Right. So my system for sealed deck, we select all the card advantage cards, all the evasion cards, and all of the removal. Well, evasion creatures, all the evasion creatures. So, very happy to see 2 Soldiers at the Watch. That's a really good one. We've got 3 Steadfast Paladins, which are good, but they're not evasion or card advantage. This is removal, so that's pretty cool. This is a combat trick. It doesn't quite qualify, so it's pretty cool though. I think I always get this guy. He's good. He's a removal card. That can blink something. Has to be a non-warrior. And we're interested in. See, this is annoying. Look, this guy's a soldier. This guy's a monk. We're actually looking for warrior, cleric, wizard, and rogue. So he's a warrior. We've got cleric here. Oh, double team clerics. And they can tap defending creatures. That's good. So that's really good actually. And that's an uncommon. We've been lucky to get 2 of them. Right. This is good. It's got evasion. This is card advantage if your opponent's playing artifacts or enchantments. Otherwise, it is just a big creature that's pretty powerful. But I don't think we include it. So this is quite a good combat trick. I think on balance it's card selection, the looter. I don't think we include it. Pretty good. That's card selection. Yeah, this is quite cool. This guy's messes up blocking creatures. So it's almost like you don't really want to block him. So it's like he's got evasion. Well, so that can protect a creature from a removal spell. And it's a cantrip. That's pretty good. But I suppose it's quite conditional. It does cost 3. It's a bit harder to keep up 3 mana. Now I've started seeing a few permanents that actually have tap effects. I suppose Dragonborn Looter is one of them, but also the Monster Manual. So this is a counter spell. So it's a removal spell. You can treat it like that. So this can bounce your own creatures, make them unblockable. Rather, it makes them unblockable and then they bounce back, which can be very useful. So we definitely include this. So it gives evasion. It's a source of evasion. These guys are pretty cool. Got double team. Anything with double team is really good. This is amazing. I fell afoul of this in the second sealed I played. Somebody actually cloned this, so it was they're getting to nuke 2 of my things. So it's adventures and dragon spells it triggers from. If you can get this working, it's absolutely brilliant. Just remember you can add this one. We have a Trelasara Moon Dancer. It is pretty good, but you need a lot of life gain. We've got 3 life linkers here. What I'll do is I'll have a look at green. We didn't get the nice, the 3 mana white creature, which you gain 1 life and draw a card when it comes into play. Yeah, I think we include this because it's a removal card. This is pretty good. You line up the shot, so it can hit a lot of different things. So it's flyer, artifact, enchantment. It can blow up, or you can just basically cycle it and draw a card. So I think that's definitely goes into the deck, a potential deck. So this can get you a land. Mill. I think we can call that card advantage. It's going to be a chomp blocker, basically. Bit of life gain when you cast dragons with this. And he counts as a dragon druid. A surprising number of things are actually dragons. I always include death touches as well. They're basically like removal cards. This seems pretty good, but I've not used it yet. It's a combat trick, so I don't think... but it does give you reach, so you can block those flyers. I think maybe we count this as a removal spell. Band together is good as well. I guess that's also card advantage technically. I think we include mana fixing as well. We're putting a lot of green cards in, to be honest. Here's some life gain. Monster manual. So we can make a self-mill deck, which is quite interesting. Yeah, that's pretty powerful with the mill theme. But yeah, I mean, there's an argument you could say big creatures are, efficient power and toughness creatures are. It's a bit like having evasion because you're forcing your opponent to jump block, so it's like getting card advantage. But I don't think we include that. That is also a dragon as well, which is pretty nice. This guy, I think we've got enough dragons that this could be card advantage. We'll find a dragon for us. Pretty cool card. Yeah, I think this, because it's got the adventure, that's card advantage. It does cost, it's not cheap, it's 4 mana for the adventure, but you get 2+1/+1 counters, you untap something, you get hexproof. So usually it's either gonna blank a removal, or you're going to have a surprise blocker that's going to take out one of his creatures. think maybe we've got enough life gain. I can see 3 life gain cards here. And I've got the 3 white life linkers. Maybe Tralasara, with all the scrying you can do with Tralasara, that could work. I didn't put that in the deck. There we go. So we've looked at white, green and blue so far. Right, black. Yep, combat trick there. Shambling Ghast. It's quite good, but can we really call it? I suppose I include mana fixing cards as well, so on that basis I think we can include the Ghast. Got 1 Ghoul. Yeah, Altar of Bhaal is fantastic. Guildsworn Prowler is fantastic. Right. Nice. So this one is like a Diabolic Edict. But they have to sacrifice a non-token creature. And if it's a cheap creature, you get to make a duplicate. I think that's really cool. Oh, another mill card. So we could do black green mill. So he becomes a 4/1 menace death touch with 4 creature cards in the graveyard. Cool. 4/1 menace, a bit like the Altar of Bhaal skeleton. But with death touch meaning they're going to lose 2 creatures. We've got 2 Grey Slaads. Pretty sweet. 2 Sewer Plagues as well. It's a nice removal card. Because every upkeep it gets -1/-1. And yeah, instant. So could cast it on your turn. On their turn it's -3/-3. Then back to your turn it's -4/-4. It's pretty powerful. Bit of a life gain there. Chain Devil. No, it has to be a non-token creature each player sacrifices. So it's like an edict effect. It's kind of removal. But maybe we don't include it. Because, you know, it's an edict, it's a slow edict effect for 4, which isn't that good. Grim Bounty's good though. And Eldritch Pact is definitely cool. Oh, and it makes sense with a mill deck. Well, you'd probably blow yourself up. If you play it at the right time, you could draw quite a few cards. I can't see myself being happy to see this card though, most of the time. Interesting though. Reclusive Painter makes a treasure token, so that's kind of like mana fixing, which is quite cool. So yeah, we include that one. Yeah, just stumbled down. Well, here is the Kobold Warcaller. This could give our Ancient Copper Dragon haste, which is pretty cool. So we'll include the dragon, we'll include the Warcaller. I think that ability is just so powerful. You've got to include the Warcaller. It's not technically like card advantage or anything, but it's just gives you so much more pressure. Dragon's Fire is good removal. We've got 2 incessant provocations. Which goes well with A-Sepulcher Ghoul and Chain Devil. We've got 2 things where we can sacrifice our own creatures. Maybe not enough to build a deck around them, but it's quite interesting. Hobgoblin Captain is pretty cool. Very aggressive. Two-handed axe, so that's got adventure on it. You can give. It's like got a combat trick, and that can double the power of something. I think that is pretty cool, and I think that's good enough. We're going to consider that. Breath weapon, 2 damage to each non-dragon creature. Nice sweeping effect. I don't know if we play that with all of our small creatures or not. We try and play a big creature deck. Because we've got 2 giant fire beetles, these are good. This has got evasion and it makes a treasure token. It's good. Direct damage. Another sacrifice effect. Though to use it with the provocation, of course, you need 10 mana. So it probably doesn't. I don't think it makes the cut. Right, artifacts. Spiked Pit Trap is removal. Haven't used one yet. Never had enough mana to use it yet. This gives evasion and haste. It's pretty good. Prophetic Prism, Mana Fixer, 2 Navigation Orbs. A lot of mana fixing. Okay, that is everything. So I've got 70 cards to look at. So do the quick thing and see how the colours are stacking up. Only 6 blue cards, 9 white cards. We've got 12 black, 11 red, 12 green. And we're kind of curious about clerics, warriors, wizards, and mages. Wait, not wizards and mages. Wizards and rogues. 3 clerics. No warriors. We've got 3 rogues. So we might not go for the party strategy. It's pretty good though. Let's see what our 2-drops look like. I think I will go ahead and cut blue from the deck. That's the easy thing to do. Even though we've got this really cool card. Now, adventure or dragon spells. That works with. We could maybe still a chance we could splash for this card. I might leave it in there for the moment. Dragons. We have 5. These are dragon rogues, by the way. Can search our cards for dragons. We have a couple more here as well. The dragon barbarian. Scope for a dragon deck. Green, red, and blue, I guess. I think that's a snake dragon as well. I think I'm going to call that end of part 1. I think this is looking quite complicated. I'll just have a think about what I'm going to do. So see you in part 2.